George Orwell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of making us believe what our don't believe your lying eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see what you're seeing right here. It doesn't look right, but it is right.
But you can't criticize
Leah Thomas
it.
is a woman. Is a woman.
But when you criticize it, though, see that's the problem. So when you criticize it, then that's when the homophobic, sexist,
but
racist,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's the Orwellian part.
Yeah, right.
It's to make you. It's to bully you.
Yeah.
Into submission.
I was watching Jordan Peterson was talking about this with Joe Rogan, and he was talking about participation awards because now young kids, like little league age, they're getting participation awards. So no matter what you do, as long as you show up, you participate, you get an award. So what does that say for the person who actually is the actual champion? I know it's a little kid, but they're trying to show sportsmanship and like it's everyone wins. And Jordan Peterson was saying no, and Joe was saying so. These are two men are competitive in their own right? So Jordan was right when he said, people have to lose, and people have to win, and a loser has to see the winner. So when we start just giving everybody awards and there's no...
But all winners lose.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not how life works. And, it's this idea that you're good for participation.
Like what?
Well, it's good that you participated, but it's not good that you don't try, that you just give up and cry. You know what I mean? But that's what this whole thing of just giving people awards based on things that have nothing to do with the actual job they do. You know what I mean? I wish I knew that Rapinoe girl's first name because I feel like I'm just calling her Rapinoe. Yeah, that's her. Megan, thank you.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, and she also got to be. You remember when they canceled the Victoria's Secret models?
Yes.
Because they were saying it was like an it didn't show what real women look like and all of that. I'm like, yeah, they're models. They're supposed to. You know what I mean? It's just like whatever. So Rapinoe was one of the women that got chosen as one of the real ladies for what you call. It's like, and then it's just like, come on, people. There are certain things that
I don't get that either. When
they picked a plus size woman, a transgender woman, a lesbian. It's just like, what are you doing?
They try to do the Dove
This
thing.
is a social, this is social justice, social justice Victoria's Secret page.
Yeah. Victoria's Secret, I think, has lost everything, right? They're
because they try to go woke, and this is what happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? There are women who are meant to be models. There are women who are people who are meant to be athletes. Not everybody can be an athlete. I don't care how much you really want to be. Some people are just built. Their bodies are actually built to be athletes. You know what I mean? Everybody, like The Rock said that. He said, there are some people that no matter how much they diet like me, will never be me because my body structure is that's genetics. So. Just like models. It's just genetics. Just like these people, just this sort of feel sorry for me movements. It's really gross, and I'm really tired of watching people do that.
It's because we're in the acceptance world right now. So so we have to accept everything. You can't just accept every behavior from everyone. It's not a thing.
We're like a full of give up culture. Yeah. You know what I mean? There used to be incentives for wanting to be the head cheerleader, wanting to be the star of the football team, wanting to lose weight. You know what I mean? We just didn't accept people. Yeah. You had to prove yourself.
That was the point Jordan was making with the participation award problem. Is that because you have to, when you try out for something and you don't get it, then that is an experience in itself, right? So that's a learning experience. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing all the time. And then when you make the team or whatever, that's also a good experience. Yeah. But you have to, by not acknowledging that you're not great. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
That you need to work on something.
Yeah, you need to work on something.
We're giving people jobs in the government simply because they're black, a woman, or gay. It's just like, that's not a good reason to give someone power like that. Like, I know, like, this is unpopular to say, and I know a lot of women might get mad when I say this, but this is what happens when women become too powerful in our country, because this is all feminine culture.
Women are going to hate
this is feel sorry for all this feminine.
Yeah, it's too much.
Feel sorry for people. That's very feminine energy.
That's not where we shine.
Right. No, it's not.
It's not where we shine. And it's not that women can be. We are powerful in our own right, but we're not powerful in that way. I don't believe that that's correct.
Lack of fatherhood. Lack of fathers and families, lack of men taking charge. I mean, this is a very matriarchal society it's turning into. A bunch of women who feel sorry for everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you don't feel sorry for it, then you get canceled or you get demonetized
right.
or you get, and it's just ridiculousness. You know what I mean? I shudder to think what's going to happen to like these new little boys that are growing up.
They're
what
going
they're
to
be
be
like as men.
Yeah, but they're going to be crybaby men. That's what's going to happen. It's like showing that in life there can't be any like failures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in life, things may not go your way. You're not teaching that. What you're teaching is, you know, it's all going to be cookie cutter great. So here's your little reward. Everyone got the same one.
George Orwell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of making us believe what our don't believe your lying eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see what you're seeing right here. It doesn't look right, but it is right.
But you can't criticize
Leah Thomas
it.
is a woman. Is a woman.
But when you criticize it, though, see that's the problem. Is that when you criticize it, then that's when the homophobic, sexist,
But
racist,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's the Orwellian part.
Yeah, right.
It's to make you, it's to bully you into submission.
Right.
So that you can say what you don't believe. It's what we were talking about. I was saying I was making fun of Macy Gray. She was bullied into submission. She absolutely had courage when she was on Pierce Morgan, and she absolutely said how she felt. She was absolutely right.
Yeah.
But then she went on Hoda and had a little talking to.
Yeah.
And then she completely said, it's a vibe. Being a woman is a vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, no. But this is the model that they are trying to make. You know what I mean? Like, this is the bully pulpit. It's like, this is the model of how they're trying to make people submit to ridiculousness.
Alex Jones, I was telling Kara that, and I was looking at the verdict that they got, and he's has to pay one family $4 million, the other family, I think he has to pay one family like $48 million, 47, and then the other family has to pay $4 million too. So basically, it's almost $50 million. It's $49 million. It's almost $50 million he has to pay for the Sandy Hook stuff. I think he was saying it's a hoax. I think he was saying it's a hoax. And then I believe that they won this because this case because of distress. What's called emotional distress over the whole thing because you know those kids died. That's whether you believe what he's saying or not. That is a freedom of speech.
Right.
What he did. Whether you hate. Look, I don't like Klan members. Okay, I don't like that the ideology and that philosophy in life. I don't agree with it. It's racism, right? But I'm not going to negate their ability to have their freedom
you
of
would
speech.
die for their right to say it.
Yeah,
because in order to believe, a person who believes in freedom of speech also believes in it believes in the speech of someone they disagree with.
Right, that's the point.
You can't just be like, oh well, as long as you're on my side. Because see, people don't understand. These people who love canceling people because of what they say, they don't understand that. It backfires because the instant you believe something that the crowd doesn't believe, they can cancel you too.
Right.
You can lose your job. You can get your money taken from you. You understand? So it's just like our freedoms are being taken away slowly.
Yeah.
But we're so lost in our egos from being black and all of our little characteristics, being black and gay and all this.
It's all
we're not even really, a lot of these people aren't really even seeing the fact that you do understand that once you sign on to this, saying you want to get rid of things like the Constitution because black people weren't allowed to vote and they had no hand in this and the people who wrote the Constitution weren't thinking about black folks when they wrote that. It was just like, right, but it protects us now because we're free.
Right.
So if you... So if you believe that, and you're all, I hate the Second Amendment.
Really?
Okay.
Well, then
when they collect your guns and tell you can't say anything, you know what I mean? Then
when you go against one of them, you go against all of it. So the Constitution is there for a reason. It protects you. And so when we're doing things like, suing for $50 million and having that. It's a attack against First Amendment. It's an attack against that.
It's gonna come back to get you. Because you don't want to get rid of freedom of speech or the Second Amendment. You do not want to get rid of your right, your freedoms. And right now we're saying like the fact that our phones can hear us and listen to us. We're already being tapped, wiretapped. Yeah. Every day.
So
because of 9/11. So you know what I mean, if we keep on getting afraid and fear and giving up, it's just like the COVID bee. I'm saying because the COVID and getting the poke. Yeah. You know what I mean? When they tell you can't go to work unless you get the poke. Yeah. Are you kidding me? I can't make a living. I don't have any autonomy over my own body. I know. People don't get that. Oh, you have to get it because you'll be saving lives. If you got it, you saved your life. Let me live mine. You know what I mean? And then, but at the same time, we tell people it's okay to, be fat. Mm-hmm. No one cares about that. This little girl the other day was talking about making the airplane seats extra wide, and because she's really big, she's sitting here talking about this with what do you call it in your nose?
The oxygen.
Oxygen.
Yeah.
Her and her boyfriend have this big bed, and they're selling this big bed thing, and then they're just like, we need to get the airplane seats bigger. And I'm like,
see, what I'm saying? We have to accept everything.
We can't accept everything.
We're just promoting everything. It doesn't matter, even if it's detrimental to your life. You know what I mean? Like, health is important. So, just that alone. And now she wants, so now we all have to, so because this person you're talking about decided to be massively overweight, obese, so now airplane companies have to now build bigger seats for you.
Right.
What? Doesn't make any sense to me at all. We all have to do what you're wanting to do. So then when you don't do it, it's fat phobic. So there's no new phobic.
Yeah.
So it's like the one time you criticize one thing, there we go.
Yeah. It's like the Sesame Place thing.
Oh,
the little
my God,
girl.
that's
Now, another controversial thing to say as a black woman, but this parent wants to sue Sesame Place for $50 million because they're. I mean, I would say the video makes me a little sad because little girls they did look sad. They were cute. They're kids. But this is a teaching moment to show that there are people who are jerks.
Yeah.
If this were true, look, I watched the part where they tried to say hi, and then he was kind of like,
What is this about, though? What's going
really
on there?
But even if let's just say even if he was racist,
okay,
and he didn't want to do this,
right?
$50 million.
Where'd you get that number?
Where'd you grab that number
people,
from?
People just grab these numbers, 50 million, 100
I have been
million.
called the
N-word.
I mean, the bad N-word, not like the NWA N-word. I've been called by a white person.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I used to work at a place called Top Cabbie in Washington Square, and this guy walked in and he wanted a manager. I was the manager, and he said he didn't want to talk to a N-word. I want to talk to a real manager. The first time I ever been called that in my life, and I'm gonna tell you, it hits you when you hear that because you can't believe that people still think like that.
Yeah.
But there are things in life that, especially with these kids, there are things in life that you just have to deal with.
Well, they're going to happen.
They're going to happen.
Right. It's gonna happen.
This won't be the last thing that these little girls go through that's unfair.
Right.
You can't go around suing everybody because of some affair. He needs to get fired.
Yeah.
That person needs to get fired, and they need an apology.
But
you don't need to be rich off of that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm going to say they grabbed that number out of, I don't know where they grabbed them from the lawyer. They lawyered up and realized they saw a moment. They saw a moment where it was a sad moment for their child, and then also like, it's making national attention. What happens when you make national attention? Lawyers start coming at you. And then here we go, lawsuit. Oh, let's pick a number, 50 million.
Really?
I want to know, I would like to, if any of you guys know what is going on with the Sesame Street thing. I'm really, honestly, I'm confused.
They're saying another family had this problem that's come forth.
There was the first family that did it. If I can find the video, I'll put it up, but well, maybe I won't because I keep kids. But anyways, but there is a moment there where the kids, the two little black girls, I think it's black girls, and they're like wanting to they want him to pick them up. They want the character to pick them up. And from what I understand, that the characters are not allowed to pick up children. That's this one incident. So that was that. And then it just kind of like happened again. And apparently this is a culture in the Sesame Street world. You want to hear something really interesting? Is that I didn't even know there was a Sesame Street theme park.
Right. But
I didn't even know
that there was they said that they may have video or something of white kids that actually did get them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
So
let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just say that
this
was a racist situation and everything they said was true. Then this is a time when you pull your kid aside and you talk to them about disappointments in grown-ups and disappointments in life.
We are in a country, though.
You're never going to get everything you want in life, and people are going to disappoint you. Things are going to be unfair. Things are going to be hurtful. People are going to say hurtful things to you. You know what I mean? And this will not, those little girls were little. This will not be the last thing they face in life that's unfair, hurtful, and rude, or even discriminatory.
This is if this is racist, and we're just going with that, if this is a racist situation, then there's going to be other racist situations, right? Could possibly be other racist situations. But this is the one that has money attached to it. So this is the one. So my question really is, if this happens again outside of Sesame Street situation, and your child's is just at school and someone says something racist to your child, are you going to do the same lawsuit? Are you still going to sue the person? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're only doing this because this is going to produce money of some sort.
It's just
it's just a money. To me, I feel like it's a money opportunity. This is another situation. If it's another situation outside of a multi-million-dollar industry, and it's just a kid at school called your child a name or did something racist at school, I don't believe these parents would do the same type of suing. Right now, we are in a country where you can sue for whatever the hell you want to sue for. So you can use that to your advantage, okay? So if they feel that suing is going to teach these people a lesson, Sesame Street, a lesson, then possibly it will. Who knows? Don't know. But the truth is, like what Kira was saying, is that there are going to be many incidences in life where this person's going to have to deal, these children are going to have to deal with certain things. Everybody does. I'm not sure that we need to jump to sue all the time.
But that was my point. If these were white children, no one would even care. It would even make the news.
Yeah.
Even with Sesame Place, it would not make the news. If that person that was in that costume was just having a bad day and was being mean to kids.
Yeah.
As long as the kids are black, it matters.
Yeah.
But when the kids, it's like when we talk about police brutality. It's just like a lot of unarmed white men get shot, unarmed. You don't hear about it.
And you won't.
But let one white cop kill an unarmed black man, and it's not like on a loop. But no one cares. It only matters. You have to fit. It has to check the boxes for it to actually matter. That's why I know that if those kids were two little white girls, it wouldn't even be on the news. No one would care, and Sesame Place would just probably say, "I'm sorry," and move on. They would feel secure. But it's only because they're two black kids that makes this profitable.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that. I think that you need to teach your kids that life does not hand you everything on a platter, and that the world doesn't revolve around you. There are people who are very mean out here. They're mean and they're unfair and they're discriminatory. That's just life. Everybody goes through the discrimination. Everybody goes through hurt feelings, and everybody goes through pain. But we're treating this culture of people. We're raising kids to think nothing bad can happen to them. I was watching this thing the other day, and this guy was saying that I think the worst thing that we've done in this community, in this, in our nation, is that that idea that we want to give our kids make it easier for our kids than it was for us.
Yeah.
And what we've done with that is made it so easy that young people have become victims, and they don't want to try.
Well, kids and young teenagers and even young adults are very soft now.
Right.
Because we had mentioned this before, that even when we were younger, I mean, it was kind of like playground bully situation.
I was bullied as a kid.
I was bullied too. We were taught when we were in our time is to deal with bullies.
We're bullied on the show.
Yeah.
People bully us on the show. They say
deal
bad
with it.
things.
But that just makes you more of a stronger person later on. It gives you handling skills. So now, what's happened is that because we were bullied, my mom didn't go and sue everybody. You know what I mean? Like you should, if you feel you want to sue. I'm just saying that there's things that you don't have to do it that way all the time. Right. Like you just don't. Like you have to teach children, I think, how to deal.
And we used to have a society like that.
Yeah, where people call out some stuff.
Yeah, you can't get on this ride because you're too fat. Now what are we going to do? We're embarrassed to tell them that I want to get off.
Yeah.
Because if this person's getting on and the weight limit is there for a certain reason, I don't want to be on if something goes wrong with the ride, going 100 miles an hour on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? It's just like we used to police people in that way by just common sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you get on an airline and you need 2 seats, you got to pay for 2 seats. If you're LGBT and you find people who are Christian that don't like your lifestyle, well, tough. Who cares?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The girl in the video was like, you need to make an effort. That's what she said. She said, I told her, you need to make at least an effort to call me the right pronoun. I'm like, need?
Why does someone need to do that?
Who do you think you are? What are you talking about?
It was like,
I don't need to do anything.
With that professor last week with Senator Howley.
Yeah.
And she was all chastising him and calling him a bigot, basically.
He asked a question.
And it's like he's asking you questions, and he had the right thing. He's like, this is a woman that's a professor.
Right. She's teaching.
This is who your kids are going to college for. These,
she's teaching.
Authoritative people that don't want to hear anyone else's perspective but their
yeah,
own.
right.
You know what I mean? He was like, this is how you run your classroom? People can't challenge you or ask you a question. You just call them a bigot and walk off. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. This is the kind of world we're in. And people can say, well, that's where we're headed. No, we're in it.
No, yeah.
This is it. This is what's happening. We're in it. We are in a world full of it is like the patients are running the asylum.
It is.
For some reason, these people that just need to be affirmed all the time.
Right.
Where does this go? Where does this end?
I know,
I still haven't watched 1984, and I'm terrified to watch it. And the reason why I'm terrified to watch it is because I am afraid that we are like it now.
I keep watching the beginning of it, but then I want to watch it with you, but you don't want to see it.
Yeah, I want to watch it, and it's in my thing to watch. Yeah. But it just creeps me out because again, every time I want to watch 1984, the movie The Purge comes back in my head, and I never want to see that movie again.
Well, the thing is that 1984 has predicted some things.
Right.
All things.
Like, you know what I mean?
All things, really. So it's so I know what you're saying.
Now, I've never seen the movie, but they did say at the end of the movie, they make him actually say 2 + 2 is 5.
Yeah, right.
At the end, he finally says it.
Yeah.
5. And that just creeps me. So when I look at people like Alex Jones, this is a man who's very critical. He's a critical thinker, and he's a lot of facts that he's
negated a lot of things.
Negated a lot of things. But the truth is that we need people who are willing, like Alex Jones. I know a lot of people don't like him, but the truth is we need people who aren't afraid to say things. Like Bill Burr, I know he's just a comedian, but he's not afraid to challenge women.
Kanye West.
Like when he was talking about one woman being president, Bill Burr, he's like, and he's like, look, everybody's clapping. Look at all the ladies clapping. Why do you need a woman president?
Yeah, why?
Like what's going to happen when a woman is president? That, you know what I mean? Like what?
You don't need it for any other reason but for a social standing.
He's admitting you just want her to win. You don't care who she is.
Yeah,
you just want her to win because she's a woman. And so you need people like Dave Chappelle who's saying, gender is a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need people who are unafraid. Trump, on many ways, was just unafraid. Larry Elder's tagline at the end is "We've got a country to save," and he stopped saying that for a while. Then now he's starting to say it again because we do have a country to save. Sometimes you have to say stuff because I do want to save the country.
Yeah.
I don't want us to become some weird.
I want to do my part.
I want to do my part. I don't care how small it is, but I just want to do my part. I'm not going to cheer feminism. I think it's toxic. I don't think it helps women. I'm not going to tell you that, just like I won't tell you if you're anorexic to not eat.
Yeah. And
to not get help.
Right.
I'm not going to tell someone who's a criminal, and I can see that you're being a criminal, that you're not a criminal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to call things what they are. We're turning into a country that is almost unrecognizable.
I'm telling you, we talk about so much stuff. So just let us know what
this world just gives us so much material.
I know, like literally, it's something every day, and then the things that already were are just progressing to worse. Let us know what you think about all these topics. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave some comments below, and do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, guys.
And share with
everyone. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.